In the past day or two, there has been a bunch of top 1 progress being made, and even some top 1 levels for certain niches of the game being beaten, and I wanted to cover 3 of them today. Now, the title says in 1 day. I mean, from what I can tell, all of this happened in like a day and a bit, so it's like technically just under 2 days, but this is still madly impressive. These things pretty much happened back to back. And we're gonna start with the first one, which is obviously Zoink's Heliopolis run. This is what you probably expected to see in this video and what you clicked for. Zoink recently got 51% on Heliopolis, which means he got to the spider, but more importantly, he passed the hardest click in the level by a mile, which is the infamous 47% robot timing that everyone has been stuck on this level. Surprisingly, this only took him 45,000 attempts, which I say only, for Zoink that's still a lot. But in the grand scheme of things, 45,000 attempts for a level that's probably top 1 is very, very impressive, especially with the progress he has getting over 50%, pretty much passing all the majorly hard parts. He announces his merch in the video as well, but we're focusing on this actual run. Now, something interesting is, yeah, this is the version that is not buffed. Remember how Mindcap reverted his buffy one to do, which means Zoink doesn't have that much to cover, because remember, the second half of the level is a lot easier than the first half. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still a major challenge, but looking at how early Zoink was able to get runs from parts in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s, it just makes sense that this was the big break he needed. This is kind of the roadblock that every verifier has had. Everyone gets stuck on 47. This robot click that is one of, if not the hardest clicks, I would say, that will be in a rated level if it gets verified, and he was finally able to pass it. He said in the description of his video that he believes this run alone is maybe top 2 to 3 on the list, which is kinda crazy to think. But it makes sense because, again, Thinking Space 2 took him, what, 80,000 attempts-ish? And that was a while back. That was when he was a lot worse at the game. He's obviously improved since then, and even the levels that he beat a while back, like Amethyst, were around that same range of attempts. Obviously, it's a completely different level. The attempts will be distributed very differently, and how quick he will gather up attempts is different for each level. But it kind of makes you think that this level's probably, with this run, like a top 2 level, just by getting 51%. But I'm really happy he's actually going through and verifying this. A lot of people got mad that Zoink went for it as soon as it went into open verification because everyone else deserves a chance, and it's kind of taking away from the feeling of it's a community effort to beat this. If we're being real here, there wasn't a single person who was going to beat this if Zoink didn't pick it up. Sure, Garbag and stuff are making amazing progress, but let's be honest, by the time they beat it, the level would need to be buffed because something else would be placed above it, so it kind of defeats the purpose, and so I am happy that Zoink decided to pick this up, and I wish him luck on beating it. Now, next up, we're going to talk about No Name. We're actually going to talk about 2 things with No Name, and the first one is that 2 days ago, he posted a run of 9 to 100 on Eternal Silence with only 6,000 views. Now, you probably know this guy for beating the original Sorry Never Clear, but after that, he had been working on beating Eternal Silence for a while. And I think people really started noticing when he got 71% on it, which is a crazy run. And if you don't know, Eternal Silence is pretty much unnerfed Silent Clubstep. The Silent Clubstep that's on the list now was changed a bit to, one, make it more possible for people to approach at the time, and also to fix a bunch of bugs that plagued it because of future updates. This kind of removes that. I believe there's still like some very, very minor differences, but there might actually be none now. I don't fully know, but it's pretty much essentially unnerfed Silent Clubstep. And yeah, 9 to 100 run is so impressive. That is most of the level. Now, obviously, it's a level like Silent Clubstep. It still plays like it, so that is still a decent amount of difficulty to go, because we know the first 9% can be brutal. But the fact that he has 71% plus this run is just so entirely doable to beat this now. I honestly just can't believe this. It's so crazy to see that this is actually something being beaten, and we believe that this could be top 1 and verified. Out of all the upcoming top ones, this one is the most like unknown if it will be top one, but most people say that this could in fact be a new top one, harder than Thinking Space 2. Now, if you remember, I said we're going to be talking about two things with no name, and that's because he posted on his community posts yesterday saying that he got 5 to 100 and 7% in a row without recording, meaning he essentially beat the level backwards. And this is such a crazy feat, and I totally believe this. A lot of people might not. But I mean, he hasn't lied about any of his progress so far, and he just posted his 9 to 100 run. So I don't see why he would, you know, lie about this, and it kind of makes sense that he wouldn't record because he just got 9 to 100. He probably wasn't expecting any progress for the next decent while, or he just forgot to record. But this is still incredible. I don't know how he's able to do this. If this doesn't show that he is nearing completion, that is 95% of the level. And yes, the first part of Silent Club Step, or Eternal Silence, is still super, super difficult, but he's already showed that he could do it. He got 7% right after, so he could definitely do it. He is so close to being it, and I hope you wish No Name good luck on actually finishing this off. And hopefully, you know, it gets rated just like how Silent Club Step did, but something tells me it won't because we already have Silent Club Step on the servers, but this will make a good level for that, you know, rated tab plus. And lastly, we have the 5 Sharks. Now, this isn't a top one in general, but we recently just saw a new hardest mobile completion in the form of Goober Rage Stage. Not only is this the Singapore mobile hardest, but this could also end up being the low refresh rate hardest for mobile, which is a crazy achievement. We can see this hardest before this was Shardscapes, so this is quite impressive. And it took him around 44,000 attempts, which honestly, for something this hard, isn't actually that bad at all. Honestly, I feel like this makes sense. It seems like a lot of robot levels get beat on mobile, and plus its memory, so this combined allows for a level that's very doable on lower end devices compared to a lot of the other levels on the list. So it makes sense that this could be top 1. Now, we don't know. It's around top 1 to 3 in his mind, but from how he's described it, and from what I can tell from other people, this most likely will be at least top 2, and if not, it is top 1. But yeah, this is super crazy to see. This is a level that just kind of throws everything at you in terms of fakes, and it's just a very intimidating level. Like, if I go back to these, the memory isn't that bad, but it's just very confusing looking at first, right? It's very intimidating to start going for something like this. Now, if you don't keep up with the mobile list and you just kind of know a couple things about mobile completions, this might seem a bit weird to you because for most people, they will say the hardest mobile completion is Firework by MaxDash, and from what I know, that is still true. It might change. There are a couple people doing stuff that are harder right now, but Firework, I believe, is currently the hardest. However, this is low refresh rate, because on mobile, low refresh rate and high refresh rate make a major difference in play, so they're kind of separated. Basically, this list is also kind of confusing, so for a level to place on here, it has to be verified on low refresh rate, which is 60 hertz or below. And then if someone beats a level after someone verifies it on low refresh rate, they can submit it for a high refresh rate completion, which usually it's 120 or 144 FPS for phones. And in this case, the hardest is Crimson Planet here, and we have Cold Sweat and Lithium as well. Again, how this level was described in difficulty was it was by a mile harder than Sonic Wave, and it seems like most people think that Lithium should be lowered, so it's probably going to place at least 3, so it's kind of down to is it harder than Crimson Planet and Cold Sweat for mobile. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's just incredible how stuff like this can be beaten. And this list might look a bit cooked, but keep in mind that these are all going off by how hard these are to beat on mobile. For example, Sonic Wave is on 4, but Rust is at 10. Yes, Rust is the harder level on the Demon list, on the Riddle. However, on mobile, it plays differently. Certain aspects of the game are a lot more harder on mobile, so stuff like Rust is actually considered a lot easier than stuff like Sonic Wave. But that is all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching all the way through if you haven't skipped. because I think all these achievements deserve to get some recognition, and I hope that we can see stuff like Heliopolis and Eternal Silence verified in the near future. I feel like it's almost 100% certain that we're gonna see these both beaten in 2026, which is really cool to see, and that's not even thinking about stuff like Society, which is totally getting verified in 2026, the potential grief verification, and Sweeping Demon 2. All the other ones that are currently nearly verified. There's so many. But yeah, thanks for watching all the way through. Got nothing more to say. Thanks for watching. Peace.